You could compare the way elections have been run in this country to a long jump competition. Whoever jumps furthest wins. That's the first past the post system. The issue some critics have with it is that it doesn't matter how far you jump, as long as it's just 1 millimeter further than your rivals, which can produce some head-scratching results. For example, in the last election, the Conservative candidate in Calgary Centre leapt to 45.3% of the vote, but she lost because the Liberal landed at 46.5%. In Quebec, a Bloc Québécois candidate managed a short hop of just 28.6% of the vote, but in a tight four-way contest, that was good enough for the win. In fact, 25 MPs got elected by pulling less than a third of the vote. Just a fraction, less than 40% of all MPs won, with a majority of the vote in their ridings. During the campaign, the Liberals promised to introduce legislation to reform our electoral system within 18 months of taking power. Let's look at the alternatives, starting with Justin Trudeau's preferred option, ranked preferential ballots. If the current system is the long jump, that would be the 50-meter dash, or 50% dash. First one to cross the line wins. On election day, voters would be presented with ballots with the names of all their candidates. Rather than marking one X, they would rank the candidates from first choice on down. When the ballots are counted, the candidate with the least number of first choice picks would drop off. Those ballots would be recounted for second choices and maybe even third choices. This process would go on until one candidate gets at least a toe over the finish line of 50%. Another option is a form of mixed member representation system. In that scenario, there would be two types of races. Yes, Canadians would vote twice, once for a local MP and again for a party. Seats would be awarded to parties based on the percentage of votes they get, which also describes the option of proportional representation. In that case, though, there's just one giant race. For example, if 30% of the electorate supports a particular political party, well, that party would get 30% of the seats in the House of Commons. And don't forget, we haven't talked about mandatory voting, online voting, reducing the age of voting, any of which would make for a much different competition next time.